I started my Book 7 review with a joke about how every book takes place in a different year, which is kind of silly because now all the Boxcar Children are grown up. Gertrude Warner must have realized that the kids can't keep aging indefinitely because every book since then has stretched out time as long as possible, meaning that the Boxcar Children have been on vacation 4 times so far this summer, with 2 more vacations coming up. That doesn't make things any less silly.
Argo Fump Book Review, Argo Fump Book Review.
Benny's friend Max is sick of hearing about the Boxcar Children's fun adventures, so he gives them a challenge. Why don't they visit the most boring town in the country? He bets they won't have any fun there. This boring town is a fishing town called Port Elizabeth, and the strange part is that it resembles the author's hometown. Maybe Gertrude didn't like her neighbors. Either way, it looks like the Boxcar Children are leaving New England to visit New England. Again. The Aldens have fun settling into town, but they admit there's not a whole lot to do. The people in town are unfriendly. Everyone is poor and uneducated, and they avoid the Boxcar Children. Until Violet wins them over with her watercolor skills. 2 kids admire her painting, and they ask her to teach them how to paint and read and do math and run the schoolhouse for everybody in town. Whoa, it's a big jump to go from "I like your painting" to "please be our teachers." What makes them think the Boxcar Children are qualified to be teachers, just because Violet can do watercolors? Our heroes get permission to use the local schoolhouse, which belongs to the reclusive Elizabeth Gray, a teacher that doubles as a mystery author. Just like Gertrude Warner. You can tell Elizabeth is an author self-insert because she's super rich and she only comes out of her shell when dashing grandfather Alden comes to compliment her and ask her for advice. Ho ho, Mr. Alden, you charmer! The Boxcar Children spend more time talking about school than actually teaching school. They rotate who teaches what. Benny teaches reading, Henry teaches math, Violet teaches art, and I have no idea what Jessie does. She probably hides in the back and does nothing all day. There are 3 chapters of build-up to the appearance of a traveling antique dealer named Fred Willits. Fred has come to town to buy everyone's old junk at half price. That's pretty standard in the reselling industry, but our heroes instantly decide Fred is a villainous monster who is cheating people and he must be stopped by any means necessary. So, Grandfather follows Fred for 2 chapters, even when Fred leaves town to get some food. This reveals that Grandfather is creepy, but we already knew that. Oh, and it reveals that a mystery person has just come to town. Fred's accomplice, perhaps? By huge coincidence, Benny decides to go to the library when it's being robbed. He sees a thief take the most valuable books and escape through the window. Benny quickly confirms that the thief is Fred Willits, because he signed his name in the library's guest book. Which is ridiculous. Why would a thief sign their name in the guest book? That's just asking to get caught. The mystery person in town is revealed to be Grandfather's lackey, John Carter. Without being told, John knew there was a crime going on in this town, and he's pouring all of his FBI resources into arresting Fred. To help the investigation, John has disguised himself as an Englishman. I'm not sure how this helps that particular situation, but the kids have a lot of fun pretending they don't know him, so it's all good. Of course, we have a happy ending where Miss Gray decides to teach school again, and Fred is caught red-handed storing goods in the schoolhouse. He's arrested for smuggling in Canada, which is completely unrelated to what he's been doing in this book, but okay, sure, let's go with that. Canadian smuggler it is. That will teach him not to undercharge people for their antiques. The end. Postbook follow-up. This book has gotten really positive reviews for the strong messages about being self-reliant and helping strangers. Other people rate this book highly because we have an actual crook. The last time the series had a legitimate lawbreaker was book 5, long time ago. I read this book to my stepdaughter, and we lost our place in the book because she read ahead. I ended up reading the same chapter twice without realizing it until afterwards. That doesn't speak well for the story and the way it flows. Overall, the book is fine, and it fits in with the rest of the series. I thought the mystery with Freddy was a little heavy-handed in that the kids constantly accused him of wrongdoing, leaving no question at all as to who the culprit is. I'm going to give the book the average score. I give Boxcar Children number 10, Schoolhouse Mystery, a 5 out of 10.